This is Space Like Adventure, a Sounds Like Adventure actual play all about a ragtag group of misfits overcoming their corporate overlords in the Expanse. Hey there, it's another episode of Sounds Like Adventure. It's me, Jack. How you going? Hey, it's finally here. It's the biggest week in Sounds Like Adventure history. We have so much going on, and I have so much to talk to you about before we get into the episode today that I even have a couple of notes here. My gosh, look at me go. So first and foremost, it's happening. This week is the first week that we're going live. So on Thursday at 8:30 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time, we're going to be live on Twitch for the very first time. The link is in the show notes, and if you'd like to show us some support now, head over there, subscribe to the page. We'd really love it. Then tomorrow, to celebrate the launch of the show, we have an interview with Arlo on the Table Business. We're going to go over his whole journey, the moment he became a YouTube partner, and how everything changed for him. It's a really amazing story. I know you're going to love it. And today, we have another new episode of Space Like Adventure for you. But before we get into that, I just want to break down how the whole stream is going to work and how you're going to be able to catch that content if you can't catch it live, because I know you have a lot of questions around this. So, as you know, we're going to be live on Twitch on Thursdays. But if you can't catch that content live, there's a bunch of ways you can catch it. So we're going to post the full episodes on our YouTube page. The link is also in the show notes. Please head over and subscribe there. So if you want to watch the video after the episode comes out, you can just head over there to do that. And they're going to be coming out on Tuesdays, the same day that the podcast episode comes out. But if you really don't need the whole visual element and you just like to get the audio, don't worry, because the podcast is still going to be happening on Tuesdays, the same day that the video drops. You can listen to the full episode right here in the Sounds Like Adventure podcast feed. All right, that's everything you need to know to be fully across everything that's going to be happening this week and Sounds Like Adventure going forward. But let's get into today's episode. So over the past 5 weeks, we've introduced you to the 5 new characters. And in today's episode, we're bringing the whole cast together. So I'm going to drop you right into it for today's episode. So since those bits of audio you've heard, some time has passed. Everyone's spent some time on the ship, they know their way around, and they've done a few runs. They're comfortable in their positions. In fact, Arlo's character, Flint, has even been promoted to Junior XO. It's largely a position to just sort of keep him quiet and occupied, but that has happened. And when we join the party, they are currently standing on the outside of the ship. The ship has collided with a strange, derelict ship that has impeded their movement, and they're currently out on the outside of the bounty to try and figure out how to get it off. Their options are that they try and dislodge it in some way, or that they jump out untethered from the ship, float through space, and explore the ship itself. I wonder which one they're going to do. Let's get into it. So when we join the 5 of you guys, you all stand on the outer hull of the ice hauler that's traveling the journey to the Phoebe ring. And the 5 of you are looking up at this mysterious ship that has somehow wedged its way in between the cargo holds of the ice hauler. The mysterious shape of the ship is one thing, but the yawning hole in the hull of the ship is another thing. Surely the remnant of a railgun slug that turned this ship into nothing more than floating metal. And where we're at now, the 5 of you guys have a choice to make. Do you attempt to knock the ship loose, or do you guys let your curiosity get the better of you and are you about to jump across this gap and find out what's inside?
And if memory recalls, we were going to try and do both at the same time, which is awfully ill-advised, and don't do that.
Just cut us loose into space.
Who was doing the jump last time?
And Shrike?
Yeah.
Yeah, Shrike was. Atea attempted it, but she's silly, so.
Mo and Shrike ended up volunteering for it.
As your captain, what am I?
Captain.
Junior
XO. Sorry, I got ahead of myself there. I'm happy to take one for the team and just idly stand by and watch the workers do their job, I guess.
I reckon before Shrike and Mo jump, like Trevor would just walk up and like give Shrike the 2 push charges, because if anything goes wrong, have to do it. But then also like put his hands on their shoulders and be kind of like, you guys watch out for each other. When you're about to yeet this jump, then you'll give like a little young person nod to Shrike.
She looks at you confused, like, yeah, sure.
Once you get there, you channel all that Riz. And don't forget,
I love you.
once you get there, there is no cap. Because the cap's in our ship. Like, probably in the office doing some paperwork or... Anyway.
Yeah, good try. Good
Yeah.
try.
Slay. You got this.
Thank you, Trevor.
Yeah.
I will slay. But hopefully not actually. Like slaying people, but slay this. Yeah.
Yeah, young person talk, yes. Yeah.
So, Shrike and Mo, you are primed for this jump. So you remember the standard position for this type of jump when one person is less experienced than the other person. Sort of like a baby in a papoose, but you're just clinging, like almost like a monkey clings to an adult monkey. And because Shrike is so much taller than Mo, you can really lock in there real good. And yeah, you do that. And how does that play out?
I imagine Mo's like, so I put my leg. This is a little demeaning, isn't it?
It doesn't have to be awkward if you make it awkward, okay?
Well, it's kind of hard not to. And he's like looking up as like a baby.
She's like towering over him, so like, look, it's not that deep. It's not that deep.
Mo sort of like looks over to the rest of the crew and he's like, is it as bad as it looks? It's bad as it looks, right?
It's pretty bad, man.
Don't say
it's pretty
that
bad
to
for
him.
Let's just get this over with, please.
Right. So this isn't really a very hard jump. You're essentially going straight line from where you're standing. And if you just beeline directly to the hole, Shrike, you realize that if you could just hit something basically and just grab onto something. And because it's like broken apart, if you can just get there, you'll find something to grab onto, something to get purchase on. But the thing is, it's still pretty bloody scary, basically, to do something like this. Like, at the moment, it looks like it's directly above you. Like, you're standing here and you're looking up at it. But space has like a funny way of like playing tricks on your perspective, where at one moment you're looking forward and then all of a sudden you get this like sudden bound of vertigo and it feels like you're falling forward into like the space in front of you, essentially. So when you make a jump like this, your perspective is pretty much going to immediately shift from going up to going across and looking down into nothingness, essentially.
Yay.
And just completely making this leap. So basically, you want to line this jump up perfectly and you don't want to spin, because if you start spinning, you'll spin until someone or something stops you.
No pressure.
So with that in mind, I want you to make a dexterity test here. But before you do that, I want you to make a willpower
Sweet.
test to just determine, like, how rock solid are you before you do this type of thing.
Okay.
So just beat a 9 on the willpower test. Do you have any focuses?
No, but I rolled a 10.
Yeah.
I rolled a 10.
Great.
I was too close.
So that means the target number for the dexterity test isn't going to be any higher than
Okay.
12, which is good.
Okay.
So what do? Do you sort of like steel yourself a little bit for this
I
jump?
start like, she kind of like shakes her head. You know how people like shake their nose out right before like a big game? She kind of does that and she's like, oh, I can do this. No spinning into oblivion today, Mo.
Mo's like, oh, I hope not.
Yeah, and yeah, she just kind of does that, shakes out her nerves.
All right, well, give me that dexterity test now. I think you have free 4 focus. I reckon that would apply here.
Okay.
Trying to beat a 12.
Channel that Riz.
That's
Oh.
yeah, channeling the Riz. I got a 14 for the
Mo
Riz.
doesn't die in the second session.
Not just you, first of all. But I'm here too.
So with Mo attached to you, it's a bit of a weird move that you have to make. But being so much taller than him, it's pretty easy for you to still maneuver and still maintain a lot of your movement ability. And you just sort of like crouch down a little bit and just sort of casually push as you release your mag boots. You don't do like a full big launch. And you just sort of smoothly float across to the other side. And in that space of time where like you clock it, you know you're going to make it, and you're just sort of looking out into space. Does anything sort of like come across Shrike's mind as they're doing that?
I think she doesn't like to admit it, but she's sort of horrified at the vastness of space. So she hates looking out despite being a belter. So her being there, she's like, oh, just gotta tough it out. Doesn't like it. But like being a belter, she doesn't like to admit that. Like she's born of the inner planets.
And what's going on in Mo's head? Your chin to shoulder.
This visceral fear, like absolute visceral fear. Like I imagine the Mo, like Shrike as Shrike's jumped, they would have just felt Mo like clench like real hard.
The butt clench.
Yeah. Like he would still be looking, and I think it would give him like that real, just like respect for just that vast emptiness and a real. I think this is Big Mo's first time just freely in space. Like he's done walks before, but actually just being not attached to anything in space, that would just be a moment of like, a switch is flipped in Mo's mind there, I think.
So you travel across this distance and you reach closer and closer to the ship, and you start to reach the point where you can reach out and grab something. So give me another dexterity test here. And I won't give you a target number. Just let's see what you get.
12.
Great. So you can see there's like a metal pole that's hanging out. So you spot that and you think you might be able to grab onto that.
She reaches out. Give me the pole.
Grabs the pole, you hang in there. You're on the outside of the hull of the other ship now. And you guys are all seeing this, obviously. You guys can all communicate with each other at any point. You just have to start talking through the radios. So what happens?
I imagine that we start to reactivate mag boots and things like that, so we can like go to this hull, and like Mo just like is kneeling on the ground for a little bit just to like.
Okay, it wasn't that bad, Mo. And she's like, also finds herself like grabbing onto him. It's like, it wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad.
Just let me have this, please. Just a second. We could have been gone, just forever, like gone. That's it.
Okay, but we aren't. So I feel like you should.
I'm aware that we aren't, but I still need to grasp the fact that I was that close to it.
Shrike's gonna let him do his thing.
So you guys were on the private channel then? You guys weren't on the public? You guys weren't on the group chat here and that whole thing?
Join the Discord chat.
I'm like, hello? Is anyone there? Can you hear me?
Shrike, it's Junior XO Flint here.
Well, we haven't moved. I'm just here to tell you don't, do anything with the ship.
Did Mo throw up? Be honest.
No, he's fighting for his life right now.
I can see
it's
it's
really funny, actually.
You
Shut up, princess.
Yep. Let us know if there's anything of interest in there, and we'll see if we have to jump the gap ourselves if you need help with anything, but just, I guess, have a look around.
It's Trevor here. Can you hear me? Trevor?
Trevor, hello.
Cool. You've got the push charges as well, don't forget.
Yes.
So if anything goes wrong, feel free to use those.
Absolutely will. Thank you for them.
Trevor out.
But yeah, I guess that it looks at Shrike, and so in we go.
No, you can lead the way. You're Mr. Detective, aren't you?
That would have hit Mo in the chest. Like, that would have been like, ooh.
Sorry. She has to be the ACT somehow.
I think you would have you saw his face sort of go white for a second, like as he sort of just like there's a little flashback thing going on, and he just goes, yep. And then walks in, just nothing, nothing from it, just, yep.
So you guys start making your way into the hull, and pretty quickly you find there's the way the debris has broken, that it's hard to pass through. Feels like you might need someone to bring up something, tools or something, or you might even just need some help.
I imagine that like Mo looks at it at a couple of different like angles and like sort of looks at it, and he's just like looks at Shrike and he's like, "Well, sport, any suggestions?"
Reinforcements? I don't know. Like I'm not that strong. I can't move everything by myself. But like
I'm not. You have more experience on these sorts of spaceports than me, so surely you've got some idea on how we get around this.
she kind of looks. She like scratches her head. Is like, well, not like I have experience, but not in like crash ships. You know, I've only been on stable ships. I don't know what else you expect of me. Yeah, she's complaining.
You wouldn't have got up there.
I unfortunately have some experience with crash
We know.
That's foul.
Atea's like standing next to him as well.
I think the second you say I know, Flint's just looking off into space, and there's a single tear will
That's
form
crazy.
before he dies, and he's like, so you need us to come across? Need some tools?
Trev,
here.
we've got a bit of debris in our way that we don't really have a way past. Any thoughts?
What type of debris? Like, what are we looking at? Like,
Don't you have explosives with you?
To move the ship, Princess.
Yeah, it would move the ship, duh.
With us in it?
We're on the ship.
Yeah, but it would move it.
Okay.
We want to
let's-
know what's in the ship.
I know.
Trevor, do you trust me?
I trust you, XO. Junior XO.
All right, we're gonna something that we used to in the military used to call the old slingshot method. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna turn off your mag boots, and I'm gonna slingshot you across with the mining equipment. And you're
Who?
gonna
Sorry,
help-
who?
Atea here will help launch you across the gap, and
I'm sorry, what?
so Atea, you're gonna stand here, and we're gonna hold both of his arms, and then we're gonna slingshot him with his mag boots turned off, kind of slingshotting through open space. You'll get there in like a second. but-
Okay. Oh no, okay, I'm okay with this. So like, you know, the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few. That's fine, yeah.
Exactly. And worst case comes to worst, me and Atea will head right over.
No, that's fine.
Trev, how confident do you think you are jumping over here?
I reckon I could do it. Yeah.
Bring one of those.
The laser cutters.
Reckon you can get over here with one of those laser cutters? I mean, we can at least we're here. We can catch you.
I reckon I can bring a crowbar or two as well. Yeah.
Oh, we could just slingshot the laser.
Let's-
cutter across.
Okay, if you lose that laser cutter into space, I will like I will suffocate you. Personally. I will wrangle your neck.
We don't have to throw it. What if we just, like, it's a laser, right? It's got distance. Is it ranged? We could just stand here and do it.
As your junior XO, I'm going to take authority on this, and I think that slingshotting across the laser cutter is the most effective way of getting you the tools that you need.
She mutes him.
And we will not put. Flint's gonna keep talking. We will not put Trevor's life at risk. He can jump across, but we will slingshot.
Flynn, Shrike has muted you, so like you can just speak through me. So just tell me what you have to tell them, and then
You think the slingshot's a good idea?
yeah, between you and me, like I said, let's just get. I want to go. I don't want to be out here anymore. Let's just get it done.
Trevor, help me lift this, and we're gonna slingshot it through open space.
Okay, so for those of you that certainly have him muted, oh fun. He's taking his hands. What is he doing? Oh, he's walking over.
I think he's bracing and he can't lift it up, so he's kind of waiting for Trevor to do all the hard lifting.
Trevor, pick it up. So, like, I'm going across. Yeah. It's.
Yeah, but no, we won't slingshot you. We'll slingshot the laser cutter. They'll catch it in midair, and then you'll jump because I feel like the weight proportion of you jumping with the laser cutter might throw off your propelling nature through.
The groove is the word you're looking for.
The groove. Thank you, thank you, Atea.
I can yeet this jump, guys. I got this.
All right. Well, look, if he's
Yeah.
got it, let's
Yeah.
let's just let him go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shrike, I imagine we should be pretty okay to catch him.
Yeah?
We need to help we need to help clear the debris if we've got any survivors over there. So no, I've got the riz. I can do this.
I never question your riz, Trevor. You can go right
You can
ahead.
skibbity do it, buddy.
Oh, that's a new one. I have to add that to the list. Let's make some mental notes like skibbity. Yep, cool. So Trevor just starts like walking up, lining himself up. He's like,
Ready for the jump. Same thing as what Shrek did before. We need a willpower check first. I think Trevor's kind of a resilient kind of guy, so I only need to beat a 6 on this one.
14.
Never you mind.
Robust. Solid mind, unaffected. So give me the jump here. I do think the jump might be a little bit trickier though, while jumping with the cutter.
Any way we can aid with like, us being on the other side to catch or guide?
Not from the jump.
Okay, fair enough. Yep.
I think you can fix something. You might be able to help if something goes wrong.
Yeah.
In the jump. So, yeah, target number I think is a 14 for you on this one.
Nah.
Dexterity.
As Shrike did like a little shake thing, I'm just gonna like doing the whole like spree wrestling warm up slaps and like
I love him.
arms up, just pumping. We've got this. 12. I'm in space.
So you jump, right? And it's one of the first times you're making a jump like this. And as you do, you realize you probably should have asked Shrike what you do with the mag boots when you jump. Because usually when you take your feet off, one foot comes off at a time, basically, and it won't disconnect unless you're manually disconnecting. So you jump and one boot stays connected to the deck for just a fraction of a second, and then you quickly release it with your heel, but it's just like too late at that point. You've already applied the momentum and your leg is moving and you're spinning through the air at this point. You start to spin basically, and just everything is spinning around you. For a moment, you see the hull of the ship, then you see blackness. Then for another moment, you see the hull of the other ship and then blackness again as it just repeats and repeats. So you're stuck there right now. So you're just sort of like flailing through space, vaguely towards the direction of the ship where Shrike and Mo are. What are you guys going to do?
How do we help him?
Yeah, what are you saying as well?
Trevor, do not panic. Do not panic. You're fine. You're fine.
I'm spinning.
He's panicking.
It's just like gravity. I'm spinning. I'm spinning.
I'm spinning.
Can I have done something simultaneously to Trevor jumping?
Yes.
Cool. I'm going to go over to Atea and kind of just say, oh, Atea, looks like your mag boots just playing up a bit there. Can you just...
Okay, let me just
Yeah, just turn them off for a second. I'm just going to give him a manual inspection
God.
and then...
No.
are you? Is that?
Oh, he's gonna kind of like go down you and kind of like put weight on you and hold you
okay,
in
cool.
place.
Okay. She like bends down and.
Fantastic. Flint's gonna grapple Atea, and then we're gonna jump.
Oh my God.
I don't know the grapple rules in the Expanse RPG.
Should we just roll against each other? Or?
Because my thought process is she's now not magged to anything. So what is she fighting? I'm propelling her.
Yeah, that's true.
Dude, you've used science. That's what this world is. So that checks out. I don't think we need a roll for if there's literally no
Fantastic.
Physics being
Let's
applied.
do the jump, Atea.
You can make a roll to hit him if you want.
Yes.
Kess?
Yeah, I mean, wait,
Wait,
Atea has a taser. Hold on.
Immediately tase him in space.
Because I think it's like you grab. I imagine you've kind of grabbed her like around her thighs, kind of like saddled her up over your shoulder, and then you've jumped up. So she's
That's the plan.
Fireman carry.
like like in Shrek, like when Shrek's holding Fiona and like running out of the like that. And so she's just like Dead by Daylight, like hanging onto the back of you, kicking and screaming, "What are you doing? What are you doing?" And she's gonna, I guess.
I think that the last thing you hear before you jump is Flint thinking he's in his self-recording. He's going to be like, "I'm going to make you so proud, Dad." And then he's going to jump.
So sad.
What do I roll?
So
Give
first,
me a roll.
let's just roll 1d6, and that's going to be what damage you take from these hits that Atea is raining down.
Okay, so 1d6.
Yeah, just 1d6 for that.
Any stat or just like a general D6?
Just a general D6. This hits. Like, you're...
Attached
I'll
to
take
him.
it.
yeah.
I just love that this is going on while Trevor's just like,
Yeah.
That's
Yep.
a 3.
Okay, so take 3 away from your fortune total. I feel like it's only fair if it was 14 to jump with Trevor carrying a laser cutter. It's probably harder to jump with a protesting person in the interest of fairness here. So let's go ahead and beat a 16 on this dexterity check here.
Would you allow me to do pilot?
We're all gonna die on the third session.
It was nice knowing you guys.
Would I allow you to do piloting? Look, I'll let you do it just because this is a bad situation you've found yourself in.
Yeah, guys.
Let's go.
Sick. I'm so sorry, Cass.
You got this, Junior XO. Oh, shit.
Okay.
Oh!
Excruciatingly
Oh
close.
god.
So, you jump as well. And I think you get a cleaner jump than what Trevor got because you make this smooth movement to do it. But the thing you're not expecting is to jump directly into Trevor as he is spinning in you.
Amazing.
So you guys just collide, and I think like your momentum somehow like cancels each other out, and
And
now you're
Taya's
just
there
like
too.
spinning. The 3 of you just spinning, just equidistant from any point that could save you guys.
Mo just looks over at Shrike and is like, it's like a beautiful ham sandwich floating through space.
She's literally like head in her hands, like, how does this happen?
Taya is screaming. You can like the comms. You cannot hear anything because she is just. She's hyperventilating. Flint, I am going to. Oh, I'm going. If we die out here, I'm going to eat you.
I think Taya's got space madness. She's got space madness.
Mo's just like getting ready to like catch people, like to just guide them down to the hull.
I don't think they're making it here, Mo.
Are we still moving forward? Are we like just stuck?
No, like you cancelled each other's movement out, so you are stuck in like I said equidistant before, but you're a bit closer to the side where these guys are.
Mo in this scenario, I think over the comms would be like, everyone calm down, and just just that loud, like overbearing voice, and then turns to Shrike and he's like, Shrike, do you think we could reach them together?
I have the thingy things, don't I?
You have the push charges. You also have a tether. You might remember that we spoke about this, that you have a rope.
She kind of like pulls it out, gives it to Mo. It's like, useful, maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Mo just like immediate thinking, so we can anchor the tether, can't we? And then
So you got mag boots.
Yep.
Yeah.
So one of you could be an anchor, and then another person could be a hook.
I love space.
I think Mo, like, space got out of the picture, realizing that people are in actual danger right now, would go into just like working mode. And he'd be like, okay, Shrike, you're best out there. I'm going to stand here. And then it just like gives her the other end of the rope and stands there like as firm as possible with other hand of the tether.
Is Flint still holding Atea?
Yeah. I think at the same time, now that we've collided with you and we've kind of got bearings that we've collided, I think Flint's going to, as quickly as he can, try and link arms with you, Trev, just to kind of stabilize that we're together.
I was going to see if I can, like, with my spare arm, like, the one that's not holding the laser cannon, just kind of, like, bear hug around, like, Flint's chest. Just kind of, like...
Yeah, you'd be, like, bigger than both of us, right?
Just, like, wrap my arm around Flint, like, he's, like, in my chest, and I'm just kind of, like, I'm not letting anyone go.
Flint will nuzzle into that a little bit as you do it as well.
The 3 of you would also notice that you're starting to lose consciousness as you're spinning this much.
Oh, yeah.
Do I feel sick? Can I roll to throw up?
Yeah, and you can roll to throw up. Give me a constitution.
Because she's never done this before.
Let me jump. I need to get these.
11.
11. I reckon you can hold on to your lunch with an 11.
So I feel a little bit of upchuck. You can hear her over the comms.
Oh my god.
And then you do it, and then you hear back over the comms, Mo's like, and then mutes you.
But yeah, for Atea, Flint, Trevor, the darkness is like starting to creep in around the corners of your eyes. You can feel yourself starting to sort of like the many rotations that you're experiencing right now are starting to overwhelm you. You've managed to slow the rotations a little bit by linking together and colliding in this way, where it's not such an intense spin anymore, but it's still full on to have been spinning for this long.
Flint, if we live, I am going to skin you and eat you and put your remains in my collection.
Collection?
So yeah, you're strapped in, Shrike, you're hooked on, Mo, so makes this jump a fair bit easier. They're closer as well, so just let's see if you can beat a 10 on a dexterity and free fall focus applying again.
A 15.
Yeah.
That'll do it.
Hell yeah.
Shrike, you make the jump and you get across and you using the tether, you're able to sort of control your jump a little bit. You sort of like unfurl yourself out and you're sort of at the edge of where they are. So there's a moment where you can sort of grab one of them at a time and sort of yank them out of this thing. And then when that happens, it's going to be on Mo to sort of reel you back in. So who are you going to grab?
Trevor. Sorry for the no hesitation. I'm grabbing Trev.
So, yeah, you sort of pause for this moment and then there's this spot where you can just reach out and just grab Trevor and just pull him back at the same time. So, yeah, you do that. And then you catch a bit of the spin at this point as you do that. It's unavoidable for this to happen, but you've reduced it a lot and it sort of becomes just like a big swing. So, Mo, you'll need to make a strength check here. Let's just go ahead and beat a 10. Like it's not hard to do here because everyone's weightless. It's space.
Oh, yeah.
That's crazy.
Wow. So yeah, I think you feel the tether sort of slip through your fingers for a moment, and then like you nearly let go, and then you re-grab.
I imagine Mo does one of the like wraps it around and then yanks.
Great. So yeah, you come in and you do that, and I don't think we're going to make you roll to pull each individual person back in like that.
But I think it's more of a stability thing so that people can just sort of guide themselves down with the rope.
So now we find all of you on the other side. How are the three of you doing after that experience?
I think as soon as they land, like Atea, she turns on her boots and then she turns straight around to Flint and she walks straight up to him and she's just like in his face and she leans and she says to him, "What were you thinking? You violated my trust? Like they give you some fancy pantsy. Oh, like I don't even know if you really deserve that title or even if it is a title because I've never heard of it. So if you could just maybe never come near me like that again, you will be lucky to live another day."
Yeah, that all seems pretty reasonable.
Just so you know, communications officer, I know all about your little voicemails. I hear them all. Okay? Your dirty little secrets, they're my dirty little secrets. So you do not want to be on the wrong side of me, okay? Cool? Are we cool? Are we peaches? Are we good?
Trevor, I'm so sorry we hit you in the air there. I think it would have been the perfect dismount if I just didn't. My apologies for not watching your takeoff. I thought a slingshot method probably would have worked better, but Shrike, Mo, thank you for apologies. Good to know we're all safe.
Whoever you think you are, I am. She will.
Yeah, I think Mo would, to Flint would be like, That was reckless and endangering someone else. That is irresponsible not for yourself, but for everyone around you. And then, like, turns around to Trevin's like, now, Laser, let's get this done and get back.
I wasn't even supposed to be here.
So yeah, now that all 5 of you are over there, you can make short work of this blockage that was stopping you from getting into the hull of the ship. And you cut through, you break away various things. Ataya, you're there with that little crowbar.
If you think she's doing anything, you're kidding yourself. She is sat there, like, leaning against something, just arms crossed, and she is, the eyes she is giving Flint. She is just brooding. She is, like, seething. Her eyes could kill you. Like, she is just staring at you, plotting.
So I think with those eyes that are staring intently over the Flint's shoulder, you notice, like, kind of a familiar paint scheme in the interior of the ship. It doesn't quite click what it is, but it's like, that looks familiar.
I'm going to let everyone else kind of lead, and I'm going to see if I can kind of slink away a
Right.
bit. Yeah.
So yeah, you make your way inside the hull inside of the ship, and you can see space glinting out on the other side, and you carefully make your way through this wreckage, and you find yourself in the darkened interior of the ship, and there's a few red emergency lights, but most of what you see is only lit by the headlamps in your suits. And you find yourself in this hallway that's completely destroyed. Most of the entryways that you can see are all blocked off, like wreckage has fallen in front of things, or there's just like a hole in the ship where but there's 2 doorways on either side of this hallway that you think you might be able to get into. And there you go. It's our first episode with this ragtag crew of misfits. But what did Ataya see? And what are they going to find on this derelict hulk? Well, hey, you're going to find out when we go live for the first time as we continue this story. This Thursday at 8:30 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time, we go live on Twitch for the very first time. The link is in the show notes. Please subscribe to the show. Even if you're not a Twitch person and you're going to watch the shows on demand, just subscribe anyway. The support really helps us out as we're building the show and bringing it to more people. And hey, before I get out of here, I just want to leave you with one final little thought here. Something in me, this story, it feels incomplete for some reason. There's something else that happens here, I think, before we get into the stream. I can't remember what it is, but maybe there's another episode? Maybe you want to just like keep an eye on the feed on Thursday morning before the stream happens and just see what happens. Just keep an eye out. I don't know. But hey, with all that in mind, I'll catch you in the next episode of Space Like Adventure.